Let me move to the reports in both the Washington Post, New York Times, NBC News has confirmed it, that the assessment from the CIA is not only did Russia make an attempt to interfere in the 2016 election to be disruptive, but they actually were trying to be disruptive in order to help Donald Trump. And the transition put out a statement that essentially humiliated the CIA and saying that Donald Trump didn't believe the assessment from the CIA because these are the same people that said there were weapons of that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. Does Donald Trump have confidence in America's intelligence?
Of course he has confidence in America's intelligence, but we don't have confidence in the New York Times releasing a report of unnamed sources of some kind of study that itself, in the Washington Post, said was inconclusive, to claim that because the CIA had hacked emails of the DNC and the RNC and only used DNC emails, that meant that Russia was trying to influence the election. Because the other piece of this, Chuck, is that the RNC was absolutely not hacked, number one. We had the FBI in the RNC. We've been working with the FBI.
Why?
We've had intelligence experts here.
Wait,
hang on, Chuck. No, the RNC
explain why
was
you
not,
had the FBI
was
there.
not hacked.
Well, then why was the FBI involved?
Well, it's really simple. Well, it's really simple. Because when the DNC was hacked, we called the FBI, and they came in to help us. And they came in to review what we were doing, and through our systems, went through every single thing that we did. We went through this for a month. And we were not hacked. So wait a second. If we were not hacked, and that is absolutely not true, then where does that story lie?
So nobody with the
story
nobody. Let me ask you this, Reince.
No.
Not a single person connected to the RNC was hacked. No Republican vendor who had interactions with the RNC network was hacked. You guys have had a very specific denial that the RNC's network wasn't hacked. That doesn't mean Republicans associated with the RNC weren't hacked. That doesn't rule that out. Do you categorically rule all that out?
I don't know why you're so hot about this. I mean, the fact of the matter is you should actually be happy that the RNC wasn't hacked.
Well, no.
The RNC was not hacked, Chuck. Number one, the RNC was not hacked. I don't know of any employee on any of their own Gmail accounts that was hacked. So what I'm trying to tell you is the RNC was not hacked, number one. That was, and by the way, that was the specific allegation that was made in the actual New York Times article. The article didn't say affiliates of the RNC. The article didn't say employee. No, wait a second, Chuck. The article said the RNC was hacked. So don't be defensive with me that I'm refuting the specific fact. Well, I'm refuting the specific fact that was made in the article to create this entire firestorm. And the specific fact, as we've been told by the FBI repeatedly, including 2 days ago when we checked back with them about this issue, repeated the fact that the RNC was not hacked. So do you tell me where this story is at? Why would the press run with something that wasn't true?
Let me ask you, though, about the CIA's assessment. I understand you want a specific denial about the RNC. The CIA has made this assessment, but Donald Trump so ignored the assessment. Do you not believe Russia was involved? Do you not believe anything that Russia was attempting to infiltrate the U.S. election system in any way, shape, or form?
Here's what I'm saying. Number one, you don't have a single source. I've given you a source, specifically me, who runs the RNC, to say that the RNC was not hacked. You tell me who the specific source on the other side of this that says the RNC was hacked. Okay, you say, okay, we covered that.
My question's not about the RNC. Reince,
I'm getting to it.
No.
Chuck,
my question is about whether or not Russia tried to infiltrate our election in some way, shape, or form. The hacking of the DNC, the hacking of John Podesta. You don't believe, you and Donald Trump do not believe Russia was involved in that at all? That's what your statement said Friday night.
And what I'm asking you, Chuck, is tell me what the specific source that you have, other than a New York Times article that claims that through unnamed sources, who they say was also inconclusive. What source are you using to be so adamant to get a response from me on something that doesn't have a source to it? What's your source?
So what you're saying is, until the CIA comes out and produces somebody on the record, you're going to dispute this the entire time.
I'm not disputing. I just don't know whether it's true or not. And if it is true,
so you don't
can't
believe
cite
that means
to a
you do
single
not
source.
believe, Reince, that means you do not believe
No.
the assessments of the U.S. intelligence community.
How can I? Wait a second. Now you're so circuitous here, Chuck.
No, I'm just saying.
No source.
I'm asking you. You guys have the sourcing. You are getting briefings on this. You have been briefed. The president-elect was briefed on this. It's clear you don't believe it. I'm asking you why you don't believe it.
Number one, I don't have. I'm not in those briefings. First of all, and eventually I will be. But the second thing I'm telling you is you have no source, no conclusive source that you're using other than a false article in the New York Times somehow claiming
you keep
that this
talking
is
about the New York
actually a
Times.
fact.
You're ignoring the Washington Post report for obvious reasons because you want to deny the RNC aspect of that.
No,
I
I'm
understand
not
that, Ryan.
ignoring the Washington Post
The Washington Post
report.
conclusion had to do with the CIA's assessment about. What I'm saying is, do you believe? Let's just clear this up. Do you believe? Does the president-elect believe that Russia was trying to muddy up and get involved in the election in 2016?
Number one, you don't know it, I don't know it, and there's been no conclusive or specific report to say otherwise. So that's the first thing. The second thing I would tell you is that you don't have any proof that the outcome of the election was changed. Forget about who did the hacking.
Do you want to know?
Even if someone did the hacking, no, you don't have any.
President-elect Donald
Tell me
Trump
how
want
you
to
know
know?
that.
Does he want to
What
know?
specific? Of course we want to know.
So there's going to be an
Of course we wanna
investigation.
know.
He wants an investigation on Capitol Hill?
Of course. Listen, I don't know what investigations he wants, but yes, we do want to know. But what I don't want to do, Chuck, is have a debate with you over an unnamed source that the article said was inconclusive over who hacked and why they hacked. Look, someone hacked. We don't like that. I don't like it. No one wants it. We want to protect American interests. It's America first. I don't want the DNC hacked. I don't want anybody hacked. But I don't know who did the hacking. That's my point.
So
The second point I would make is you have no idea whether the hacking even influenced the election.
You dispute 17 different intelligence agencies that have assessed that Russia agents were behind this. You dispute this?
Chuck, this is insane. In the same article about those 17 agencies, the report was inconclusive. You're forgetting the most important piece.
It was inconclusive about Vladimir Putin, Reince. It was not inconclusive that Russian agents were involved. There's a difference. And I understand why you're trying to parse
Chuck,
this, but there is a difference. Do you not believe any of this?
I'm not trying to parse it. I don't know who did the hacking, Chuck. The article is based on a lie that the RNC was hacked, so the entire premise of the article is false. The sources are unnamed, and the report was inconclusive. Listen, I don't want anyone hacked, okay? The point is, though, we need to find out more facts about this situation. Then we can make intelligent decisions later, and you and I can have a more intelligent conversation about what to do about it.
All right. Reince Priebus, I think we have to leave it there because of time. Mr. Priebus,
You bet, Chuck.
You got it. Until we meet again.